China uses rape as torture tactic against Uighur detainees, victims say.
This post received a score of 54,000, with an upvote ratio of 86%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Our world is too cruel, and those in charge in China truly don't believe they are doing anything wrong. That's what gets me. People will rape, torture, and murder, and not feel any remorse. IDK, how anyone could believe that evil doesn't exist.
It's really hard for normal, adjusted people to believe that real evil exists because most of us thankfully have never really been faced with it. We see it in the abstract and on the news in faraway places. Even in our own cities, when we watch the local news and see awful things, it never really strikes people that they could be on the receiving end. For example, I've never met anyone in my 40 years that I thought would be capable of the things described here, but those people do exist.
This is a reason why a lot of veterans have such a hard time conforming to society's standards once they get back. Whether it be the carnage and mayhem caused by a war you're actively working towards or seeing the disgusting sides of humanity that war reveals, it's incredibly hard to ignore once you've seen it. It's always weird to me when people are completely surprised by others being inconsiderate or even murder. People can be so much more terrible than that, and a large part of me believes that people just choose to be surprised, that living in comfortable ignorance is easier than facing reality, because it's hard to not be exposed to people's darkness, at least somewhat, with today's access to information.
Thanks for acknowledging all this. I winced when you reminded me of the Chai boys. I spent years heavily drinking and doing drugs after I returned home, and only in the last 3 years have I really gotten myself together properly. It's been a long time since I was there, but I still pause and think about some weird fucked up thing I saw.
Disney thanked the paramilitary force that does this in their Mulan live-action credits.
Fuck Disney. They're basically in the CCP pocket at this point.
Everybody is in their pocket. No nation is going to stop what China is doing because we all rely on their cheap labor.
Cheap labor and the huge volumes of cash they spend. It is too big of a monster to stop, so we bully the little nations and make out like we're doing some good.
How can this even be stopped?
Sanction the fuck out of them. I can't boycott them enough to make a difference, and neither can you. We need entire continents to band together and sanction the fuck out of China. And take away Taiwan.
I would add, invest in the American elementary education system so we can, hopefully, win a potential conflict that will likely be some type of cyber warfare relying on large amounts of very smart and well-trained mathematicians, CS folks. And actually insensitivize jobs coming back to the States instead of just claiming you will in a campaign ad. The value there is rebuilding an economy that can rely on its own production if need be.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.